A very good morning, class 10 students. I hope that you are all are doing very well. This video is very short video I'm making today, and the purpose for this video is specifically only to recall the few things which we discussed in our last lecture. In our last lecture, if you recall, we talked about the reproductive system and specifically about the male reproductive system. We discussed about few terms, basic terms which are important regarding this system. So I know and I hope that all of you are now clear with those terms. So let's quickly see that how these sperms, when a penis get erected or it gets stimulated, then what is the pathway of sperm from the epididymis? Because why I said epididymis, not testis, because testis is just the place where the formation of sperms happens. Ultimately, the mature sperm, they release out from the epididymis to the penis, right? Through the urethra. Now, so pathway, what is the pathway of sperm? That is very important for you to understand. So let's quickly recall the things first, that this formation of sperms, that is done by testis. Then these sperms, they go stored there, and that is our epididymis. Epididymis के lowest portion से, that is going through a tube. And what is this tube? It is known as vas deferens. From vas deferens, all the sperms, they are released into a duct, into a common duct. Let me make it with purple. Into a common duct which is known as the ejaculatory duct. And from this duct, now vas deferens has released its secretion, that is the sperms. Now there is a presence of seminal vesicle. There is a seminal vesicle which is present there. And what is this? It is a gland. So this seminal vesicle, it also release its secretion into the duct. Now these all the secretion, now here is the sperms plus seminal vesicle secretion, right? That is now go to the our, this is urethra, that is added to the urethra. Now there is a presence of another gland just below the urinary bladder, that is prostate gland. It also release its secretion into the urethra. Then there is the Cowper's gland which is present just below the prostate gland. It will also release its secretion. So what is happening here, that once these Cowper's gland, it releases its secretion into the urethra. So now the urethra, it is carrying semen, and semen, it is coming out through the opening in the penis. Urethra is carrying it, then there is an opening in the penis through which these sperms, they are, or any discharge that comes out from the male body, right? Is it clear? This pathway is clear. So sperms, they are produced in testis. Testis is the place where the formation of sperm happens. Then there is they go for maturation to the epididymis. This is the place where storage of sperm is happen. Now sperms are stored there. When penis gets stimulated or erected, then only sperms, they start moving from epididymis to vas deferens, and from vas deferens they move to the common duct, that is the seminal vesicle. As you can see here, that this vas deferens, then there is the seminal vesicle. They both release their secretion into the ejaculatory duct. So vas deferens to seminal vesicle, they both release their secretion into the ejaculatory duct. And then there is the prostate gland and Cowper's gland, and finally the urethra, which releases out this semen. I will not call them as sperm now, because why we am calling them as semen? Because now it is filled with the secretion of the glands also. So through urethra, Now urethra is carrying it, so through the opening of penis, the semen is going to come out from the body. This discharge is going to come out. That is how the sperms, they are produced and how they are travel on the stimulation of penis. That is what we discussed in the last lecture. So what is happening here, that 12 million sperms, they are produced by testes. What is the purpose to produce the sperms? That if couple is undergoing the copulation or the copulation process, then penis from penis, these sperms, they will be discharged into the, they will be released into the vagina, which is the female part, female reproductive part. So now only and only 12, and why they will be released into vagina? Because they have to reach to the egg cell. So only out of 12 million, 200 to 250 sperms, they survive to reach egg cell. And even out of these 200 to 250, that only one is successfully able to fertilize with egg. Egg is so secure, and fertilization system, that female reproductive system is so secure and specialized, that they, because of the change in environment, because of change in the environment, means acidic to alkaline conditions, this happens that many of the sperms, they die. Even the egg is protected by many layer, many protective layer. That is why at the end only one sperm is successfully able to fertilize with the egg, right? Now the, if we talk about that how the sperms they look like, they are very 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 small bodies, but because they are the only structure which are motile, egg is not motile, so this is having a long tail. As well as because it is motile, for the energy it is having mitochondria. It has main three parts of the body, that is head, middle piece and tail, and our concentration is on only head, because this is the portion, head portion, it contains nucleus, and this nucleus is the one which is having genetic material, and this nucleus of sperm, जो फ्यूज़ क्या होता है, स्पर्म नहीं फ्यूज़ होता है, न्यूक्लियस फ्यूज़ होता है. न्यूक्लियस ऑफ स्पर्म फ्यूजेस विद न्यूक्लियस ऑफ egg, and then there is the formation of zygote. That was the reason to tell you about this, that if the sperms they are produced out of millions of sperms, only one is able to successfully fertilize with the egg, if egg is available in the fallopian tube. Now sperms, they are highly motile structure. That is why highly motile means they are require energy that is provided by mitochondria. And what is the structure which is fused? That is the nucleus. This is now, I think, after this recapitulation video, after this revision video, you are able to now solve all the steps, all the questions from the male reproductive system. In your exam they give you diagram, and then you are asked to label these parts. I don't think now you will get confused that this is our testes, and they are present in a structure that is called scrotum, and on their head there is epididymis, tube which is conducting from the epididymis, that is the vas deferens. Vas deferens और seminal vesicle बिल्कुल साथ साथ में बैठे होते हैं. And then there is the ejaculatory duct, prostate gland and the bulbourethral gland. So this is, I think you can confidently mark any part of the male reproductive system. The purpose of this last secretion, that is your Cowper's gland, it adds a lubricating fluid, because it is not easy for the sperm to travel into the vagina. So it secretes a lubricating fluid that help in the passage of sperm through the urethra, as well as also maintain its motility when it enters into the vagina, right? So it is a basically its function purpose is to release the lubricating fluid. Now then I'm going to talk about few important questions, board examination question, MCQs, as well as your subjective questions. Which among the following are not functions of testes at puberty? See, just watching my lectures and listening to them also will not solve the purpose if you will not even answer me that how much you are able to understand. So please, if you are able to understanding the lectures, then please try to answer these questions. It is not always good idea to this that the switch off the video that our purpose is done. Try to solve every question, right? So which among the following are not functions of testes at puberty? Is this the formation of, you have to tell not the function of testes at puberty: formation of germ cells, secretion of testosterone, development of placenta, secretion of estrogen. The most easy for you to answer. The second question is, which out of the following processes does not lead to formation of clones? Is it fertilization? Is it fission? Is it tissue culture? Is it fragmentation? Just take out the difference, that which are the asexual processes, which is the asexual method, and which one is the sexual. You will get your answer. The third one is the ratio of number of chromosomes in a human zygote and a human sperm is. What is the ploidy of zygote? Means the chromosome number, and sperm, that is your answer. Going to, you can answer on the basis of that, that if human beings they are having 46 number of chromosome, that what should be the ratio between zygote and sperm, right? Then there is the subjective questions which are asked. One, though I told you that they give you a picture of male reproductive system and they will ask you to label it. I think you can easily do that. Sometimes this question comes from the glands. Glands, they are very important. What is the role of seminal vesicle, prostate gland? The role of seminal vesicle is to produce the seminal plasma. Basically, it is a fluid again that make the transport of sperms, maintain the motility, as well as makes the transport of sperm smooth, easy. It releases, the purpose of these fluid is make the motility, help in the motility of the sperm. Prostate gland, it keeps the sperms alive and sperm them at a very high speed with the vigorous manner, speed, very high speed. That is why it is having tail, right? So prostate gland, it secretes a fluid which keeps the sperm alive. So basically, क्योंकि इतने सारे स्पर्म्स हैं और वेजाइना में जाते ही पूरा इन्वायरमेंट जो है वो चेंज हो जाता है. टू सर्वाइव इन दैट इन्वायरमेंट, that nutrition is provided, that fluid is provided by prostate gland. Two functions performed by testes. We know that the main function is formation of sperms, but it also secrete the hormone testosterone. Testosterone सिर्फ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ स्पर्म्स को ही नहीं चाहिए, इट ऑल्सो रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर सेकेंडरी सेक्शुअल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स इन मेल्स. जो आप में एडोलेसेंस में जो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स दिखाई देती हैं, दैट इज़ द हेयर ग्रोथ, देन देयर इज़ द पेनिस इरेक्शन. दीज ऑल आर बिकॉज ऑफ द टेस्टोस्टेरोन. Next is the list the parts of human male reproductive system. We know that parts of male reproductive system: testes, then we know it is epidermis, then we will know that it is prostate, it is the vas deferens, then vas deferens के बाद now what will you write? That we will write seminal vesicle, and दोनों को मिला के कौन सी duct आएगी? Ejaculatory duct. And then finally there will be the prostate gland, and then there will be Cowper's gland, and finally all the secretion will be now in the urethra. I hope this is clear. Then say two advantages of semen offers to the sperms. Because prostate glands and seminal vesicles, they add fluids in the vas deferens, so it make the transportation of sperm very very easy, as well as it provide nutrition to sperm, which helps the sperm to stay alive, right? As well as they help in motility function to speed their speed, that is also maintained by these fluids. The last question which I really want to discuss with you, that many times we do a mistake in this, that what is the difference between pollination and fertilization. Many times students ask, मैम कौन सी fertilization, आप एक थोड़ा सा basic idea लगाइए, that here he has that examiner has asked to you about the pollination. Pollination human beings में होती है? नहीं होती है. इट मीन्स आपको फर्टिलाइजेशन भी किसकी लिखनी पड़ेगी, दैट इज बिटवीन द प्लांट्स ओनली. सो पॉलिनेशन एंड फर्टिलाइजेशन में आप ह्यूमन बींग्स की फर्टिलाइजेशन नहीं लिख के आएंगे. वी विल राइट डाउन द डिफरेंस बिटवीन पॉलिनेशन एंड फर्टिलाइजेशन एंड बोथ रिलेटेड टू द plants. The transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma, it is called pollination. It can be through wind, it can be through animals, it can be through the insects, it can be through the birds. And why it is very essential, because it is the pollination is the one which is bringing pollens which are having male gametes. Without male gametes, fertilization is possible? Not possible. फर्टिलाइजेशन किसका बोलेंगे, द फ्यूजन ऑफ मेल जर्म सेल विद द फीमेल गैमीट, और मेल गैमीट विद द फीमेल गैमीट. कहाँ पे, इन द ओव्यूल. एंड कहाँ से आती है ये, बाय द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ पोलन ट्यूब, बिकॉज दिस पोलन ट्यूब इट इज़ कैरिंग अवर मेल गैमीट्स, और यहाँ पे पहुँचना होता है उसको, उनको कहाँ पे, ओव्यूल्स के पास, राइट, from the ovules. And finally, when there is the fusion of male gamete with the female gamete, then there is the formation of zygote, and this zygote develop into embryo. So please, one request, then when pollination is asked with the fertilization, better to write both with context to the plants. So this is one of my lecture where I wanted to discuss questions as well as about the male reproductive system with you again. And tomorrow in the very explanation video, I'm going to discuss in detail about the each and every part of female reproductive system, right? So I will meet you tomorrow with the female reproductive